Yo, what's up everybody? It's Connor from Unscripted, back in with another video. In today's video, as you probably know by now already, we have some crazy CDL roster mania news to talk about, and as always, we are doing things off the script. So before we wrap into the video, as always, don't forget to leave a like down below if you enjoy. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on this news we're going to talk about today. Top to bottom, let me know what you're thinking. I'd love to hear it. I'll let you know as well. I will love to have a conversation. And subscribe to the channel as well if you are enjoying the content and looking for more videos like this one from me in the future. I appreciate all of that. And let's hop right into the video. So, as you see on screen, Huke has been benched by the LA Thieves. It is now their original lineup, not their original lineup, but their most recent lineup where they had a lot of good performances with Venom, Draza, Kenny, and TJ Halley. So, obviously the move was TJ back in for Huke after Huke replaced TJ when the roster move was made originally. And it was a move that, well, we'll see in a little bit, but basically, it was a move that was a little bit questionable, not because of Huke's talent. You know, he was struggling a little bit in Stage 2. He wasn't the best, but he wasn't a bad player or anything. But it was just came in a weird time when the LA Thieves were really on fire. This group of four here, you can't even hardly see it, but this group of four here was really clicking. They were just playing phenomenally. They were on fire. They've got like top 6 at the one major, despite, you know, entering the major, pretty much the worst team in the league, I think. They went on a run with this roster. Then they made a change, and it just didn't really work out, and it was kind of a thing where it doesn't really seem like it's going to be on bad terms. Like, I'm sure Huke will be around, and he's still happy. We'll see from him in a minute, you know, what he thinks, but it does not seem like it's going to be one of them where this is pretty much the end of Huke's run in LA. You know, he'll still be around, and he'll probably be there. Maybe he'll get back in the lineup in the future. I don't know. Maybe looking towards next year, he'll be in the lineup, but regardless, I don't think it's one of those where things got bad. JCap says we haven't been seeing the same level of consistency as a team, and with Stage 4 starting, we decided to make the tough call to bring Tej back and improve upon where we last left off with him. So that's fine. I mean, I get it. I get their thinking behind it. They weren't the best. Like, you know, they weren't any better with Huke in there. My dilemma is, why'd you ever do it in the first place? That's what's not making a lot of sense to me. I made a video during the middle of Stage 3 before Huke made his LA Thieves debut. I had Huke ranked as a B tier SMG. Like, that was currently, not overall, just like at that time. And I got downvoted on Reddit. I got disliked here. People were saying about why is Huke so low. He really hasn't not been the best since Stage 1. He has not been bad. Like, you know, he was at the very top of the B tier. That's not bad. He just was not the same as he was in Stage 1 when he was arguably the best player in the entire CDL. So, you know, they're seeing that. Pros were talking about it. They were saying about LA Thieves, you know, they're really not that much better with Huke in there, and about a lot of people thought maybe Venom would be the one to go for TJ, but if they were going to make a move, I actually think this was the right one. I just think this team had some momentum going. TJ brings a lot to the team, even if it's not just pure statistical, you know, numbers. You know, he does a lot. He holds the team together. We'll see some comments about that in a minute, but he's a really solid player. He helps the team out a lot in many different ways, and it's no surprise to see him back in there after the team really did not get any better from this move with Huke. Huke says, I'm okay, everyone. Apparently there is something wrong with being happy nowadays, LOL. On a real note, excited to be in an environment where I'm respected and can let my passion let loose again. I'll be making a YouTube video soon explaining some things because it's getting out of hand, so I have no idea, no clue what this is all about. He seems like he's in a good space, though. He says he's excited to be in an environment where he's respected, so that's what I'm saying about how I don't think this is going to be one of those things where it's sort of on bad terms and, you know, he's not happy or whatever else. He seems fine, and he just understands this is a move made for Call of Duty reasons alone, which that Empire situation I am still not convinced was made for Call of Duty reasons alone, but this one I'm confident was. And, you know, this kind of takes me back to that Empire move where, excuse me, we all clown the Empire for this move, and we, like, applaud the LA Thieves, but now they're the ones getting clowned because they paid an insane amount of money. We don't know what the number is, but we know it's a very high amount of money for a guy to now sit their bench, so tough luck there for them, tough break, but I'm sure he will be in their future plans, whether it be later this year or next year. I'm no doubt in my mind he'll be back. But it's also one of those things where sometimes in sports you talk about trades that maybe made both teams better. This might be a trade where both teams got worse from it. The LA Thieves, really, they didn't get any better, of course, so they wouldn't have made the move. They wouldn't have, you know, put Huke back on the bench. And Dallas, we know they got a whole heck of a lot worse. So this was one of those moves where I think both teams neither team benefited from this trade, which is something you don't see very often in a trade. And then JCap comes over here and says, if you want to roast me, go for it, have fun, but if you're roasting Venom at all, you haven't actually been watching the team play and are basing your opinion solely off gamer tags. I get that argument. Like I said, people thought that Venom should have been the one dropped for Huke. They were talking about that, before this move happened. They were talking about it as soon as LAT sort of had a little bit of a letdown at the major. They were saying about, oh, get Venom out of there, get TJ back in. My thing is, if you're actually watching the team play, you're basing your opinion solely off gamer tags. It kind of feels to me like Huke was brought in solely based on his gamer tag. Like I keep saying, he really was not that good in Stage 2. He was actually, I wouldn't say bad, but he was close to it. He just did not have a good stage at all. LATs brought him in there and it just didn't pay off. And it really does not surprise me that much, and it doesn't surprise a lot of people. You see a lot of the comments talking about how, it was a good move. So that's just what I think about that, and it sort of seems like that's what the pros think too. But here are some of the pros' reactions to this. J-Cap said about, if you want to roast me, and some of them surely did. Octane just says J-Cap is a menace because of just he's dropped so many people. They've had so many different roster moves this year, trying to find something that works, and it just has not worked so far. Looney comes over here and says the same thing, if it loads. J-Cap has now benched Temp, Slasher, TJ, and Huke all in one season. Got to tip it. And Cap just says, yeah, bro, going absolutely rogue over here. Obviously, he got a little bit defensive, but I can see why he would be annoyed. And Looney says, I hope people don't believe you solely make the decisions. And it went on more with Aches and whoever else. But this brings me to a point of, I'm not questioning J-Cap's ability as a coach whatsoever. He's one of the greatest Call of Duty minds of all time. But they have had a lot of talent on their roster this year, and they really have not found success no matter how much talent they've had. I mean, Kenny, Slasher was on there, Temp was on there, not a bad player, he's not great. TJ, now Huke there, Draza playing great, Venom being fine. They have all of this talent, and I think they're best placing in the majors top 6. Like, something is wrong. I don't want to, obviously, I think Kenny is the only player who's been on the roster all year, and obviously he's not the issue. He's been playing phenomenally. I mean, he's been out of this world. But something is wrong beyond just the talent, because the talent has been there all year long, and the results, despite all these different moves and trying to make something work, nothing has worked yet. So something else is happening there. I don't know what it is, and again, I don't think J-Caps is the problem. I just think he or they need to find a better way to get a little more out of their talent, because they are just swimming in it, and it really has not showed off so far with their results this year. But there still is time to turn things around. They're going to qualify for champs, obviously. They can do some damage in stage 4 and 5. They can still make a run, but so far the results, I don't think, and I think a lot of people don't think, have matched the talent on the team, basically. They've had a lot of talent throughout the year that just has not worked. Slasher gives his reply. He just says somebody's smoking something. Slasher, the same guy, benched by the same team, benched by the same management group, head coach, all that. So, yeah, somebody's smoking something. I'm sure that's what this reference is. I assume he's talking about J-Cap, but I won't say for sure. Slasher has been like an impressions machine lately. He's been funny on Twitter ever since he's been benched, but that's all he does is weigh on the situation. So now you got to think that's a pretty good that benched roster is a pretty good team. Slasher, Huke, Temp. Well, I guess TJ's back now, so he can't count, but the team of people who have been benched by LA at some point this year is a pretty good team. They'd probably be, a top 10 team in the CDL anyway, above Paris and Seattle, but just thought that was funny from Slasher. Slacked, he says, this is a while ago when they dropped him, he says, hey, 100 Thieves, you guys dropped something with a picture, TJ's head on the glue stick, calling him the glue of the team and holding the team together. That's what I was referencing earlier. He does a lot for this team beyond just putting up numbers and slang or whatever else. He makes a lot of plays, and he's a smart Call of Duty player for sure. And then Slack says, OMG, the glue is back. So, these pros are not surprised. They're not really that surprised by this move. Like, maybe some of them do think that Venom should have been the one to go, but a lot of them, they're glad to see TJ back in the lineup because they do appreciate him as a Call of Duty player. It could be because they're friends with him. He's been around the scene for a while, but also because they know the intangibles he brings to the team just beyond his pure slang abilities. And then Methods finally, he jumps in and he just puts this meme, and I'm pretty sure he said something about the glue too that I guess I can't find it. I guess it was deleted now. He said something else about playing 8s with now pro TJ Halley, but then he says, you couldn't live with your own failure. What did that bring you? Back to me with a picture of TJ's face, and I don't even know who that is. Is that Thanos? I don't watch Marvel movies at all, so I really don't have a clue what character that is, but just thought that was funny from Methods, of course, one of the funniest pros in the league. And finally, this is not to do with that roster move, so that wraps up the roster move segment. Just one quick stat to end the video. Standoff has been added to the Search and Destroy rotation, and it will be replacing Checkmate. And I just wanted to put on screen real quick the stats. There we go. This is every team's win-loss record in Checkmate. FaZe got really good at the map after hating it for a while. Optic, we knew they were the top 2 Checkmate search teams. Going down the list, this will benefit a team like the Ultra, who, didn't play it a whole lot, but when they did, they were not really successful on it. There will be one less map to worry about for them if they can get good at standoff. But we'll see how that goes. And also just interesting that LAG never played Checkmate once throughout the entire season. I never would have realized that, but that's crazy to me. And a couple other teams, Rocker didn't play it much either. Legion didn't play it much. So these teams have one more map to see if they can get good on. I think a lot of the teams who have some older veterans who have been around since Black Ops 2 might be the ones to benefit from this, at least at the beginning. But it won't take long until all these teams know how to play it. They're professionals. They will figure it out, and they will get going at it. There's no doubt in my mind about that. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like down below. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content and you want to see more of it from me in the future. I appreciate all of that. It means a ton to me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good day today, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.